Next, we have the co-sponsor of the Deborah Sampson Act that will allow our women's veterans to get the promises that we've made to them. My good friend from Arkansas, Senator Boozman.
Thank you, Senator Tester, very much. And thank you, Commander, for being here and sharing your thoughts as to what we need to be doing, the priorities, and then also your great team. They do a tremendous job. I'm afraid of Bob Wallace. He's a big guy. I'm afraid he'll whip me. But the other thing I'd like to say is how much we appreciate the auxiliary. We know who's the backbone of the group and does a tremendous job. So thank you all for your service. And as I've said before to the groups, you know, we're up here, and this is a very bipartisan group, as you can see, trying to get the job done. We're kind of the tip of the spear, but we can't do it without your help. And the fact that you look out and you see standing room only, that's the most important thing. And so thank you for all of you for making the trip and being part of this, talking to your senators, your congressmen, telling them how important these things are and reminding them that these aren't give-me's, these are earned benefits. I want to give a special shout out to our folks from Arkansas. Can you wave your hand? Very good. We appreciate you guys. Nobody does a better job than they, and like the rest of you, do a great job of communicating to myself and my staff how the policies that we're talking about impact the the veterans of Arkansas. I want to really concentrate on two things today. I'd like to talk a little bit about the implementation of the Mission Act, which is such a big thing, and then also, as was pointed out by Senator Tester, the efforts in trying to make it such that we can better accommodate our women veterans in the force. Commander, in your testimony, you said the VA, Congress, veterans organizations must work collaboratively to ensure that the Mission Act is implemented in the way that it needs to be done. You also noted that you were disappointed in the VA not using the voices of your 1.6 million members out there in the decision-making process of access standards, the development of that. What do you believe the VA should do to better ensure going forward that they are bringing veterans and VSOs into the process?
First and foremost, and let me be clear, in past years, we haven't had or seen obstacles with the VA that we're seeing today as it pertains to what I spoke about. For some reason, when it came to access standards, it was a big secret. It's like we were working on a special project and nobody could get a hold of the information. And quite frankly, we didn't know about it till it was released. If VA would have took the time to one, recognize the valuable input that the veteran service organizations could lend to developing those access standards, they set themselves up in a better arena not to fail. We know what our veterans want and need as it comes to health care. We asked repeatedly. As a matter of fact, as an example, we kept being told, we'll let you know next week. We'll let you know next week. Next week never came. Finally, the final rollout came, and then that's where we discovered that there's some issues with the access standards. Just gathering that valuable information ahead of time, it could have saved VA from having some issues with access standards.
No, very good, and I agree totally, as does, I think, the committee. In regard to the Deborah Sampson Act, we appreciate Senator Tester's leadership in that area. We came forward, reintroduced that this year, and we appreciate your support of the bill. And we're going to work really hard to make sure that we get it done. In this year's bill, we've increased reporting requirements for women's health care providers and for infrastructure needs unique to women's health care delivery so that we can make the best resource decisions to improve care for our women veterans. And we very much, in the spirit of what you just talked about, you do have a tremendous group out there, many of them women, and so we will be looking to you all for leadership. Very quickly, in just a minute, do you have any suggestions in that regard now as to what we need to focus on? It's kind of an open-ended question.
I know where you're going. Thank you. Yes, we definitely need to continue our focus on expanding mental health expertise for postpartum disorders. We need to definitely improve gender-specific competencies and expand, as you know, expand newborn care and the child care pilot. And we continue seeing concerns among our women veterans. We hear it repeatedly as it pertains to privacy. We have a large women veterans voice. In fact, with me today, I have 7 women veteran commanders of their respective states that are in leadership roles in the VFW.
That's great. Thank you, Senator Tester.